Hi everyone, Dr. Desiree here, talking about boundaries today. Yay, boundaries. I'm so curious what you all think or feel when you hear the word boundaries. There's such a wide range of how that word impacts folks. I think some people are sick of it and it's almost become overused, similar to the word self care. I think for others, it feels just so vague that, like, I don't even know what that means. What are we talking about, boundaries? Is that just telling people no or saying no to things? Um, and others are, like, ooh, not had any good, healthy boundaries modeled for me. So I don't even know what that looks like or what that could look like. I feel like discussions on boundaries can be really oversimplified in terms of plenty of self-help, books and podcasts and posts on Instagram and other social media can say, just say no, you deserve rest. And I say that too on my social media, right? I want to be inspiring and encouraging and kind of put that sort of permission out there for folks to know that it's okay to do these things. It's okay to have boundaries. It's okay to have needs. And not just that it's okay, it's human, right? You're human. So thus you have needs and wants. And while I think that's important, that's for sure just, scratching the surface. I think it's discussed less how once gathered up the courage to set a boundary, to communicate it clearly, to maintain it, to enforce it, and to have consequences that are communicated and then followed through if someone disrespects that boundary. That's talked about much less, although there are a few good books out there. Check out my resources page for books I recommend, including a really good view on boundaries. But that's what I feel like I really help folks with in my individual online therapy work with adults in Florida and Pennsylvania, is we figure out, okay, how do we implement, this wisdom, this advice, so on and so forth? How do we actually put that in your life? And how can you work through and practice the discomfort, the difficult conversations, maybe the feelings of guilt or shame even, that are going to bubble up when you say no to people you love or opportunities that you want to do or things that you feel like you need to do or be a part of in order to feel safe, in order to feel loved. That takes a lot more support, guidance, practice, really working through the discomfort and the core things that come up under and behind setting and maintaining boundaries. That's not a quick, easy process where you just see a quick meme and then now you transform your life. It's an ongoing process. You have to decide, why is it worth it for you? Why do you want to maybe change boundaries in your life? How is it, even if there's some upfront discomfort, how is it ultimately in the long run going to be better for you in your relationships or your career, your life in general? Because to me, boundaries are just sort of like the daily communication of how you want to be treated, right? Because we all need different things at different times. And so how does anyone know, besides, like, I guess, basic respect, but even that's up for grabs, right? What counts as basic respect? But I think without boundaries being communicated, it's like we wouldn't know until it happened. If we were being, like, violated or mistreated or things, just weren't fitting right. So it just feels like so fascinating to me because the more you know yourself, the more you know your needs and wants. again, that fluctuate, right? It's not like it's just set in stone of like, boom, this is always how it is. But really knowing what you need and what you want, so you know how you need and want other people to treat you, right? You knowing other people's boundaries, so you know how they would like to be treated. You know, what's too much, what's not enough, what's appropriate, what's inappropriate, um, what is respect, what is abuse. And so, really being able to check in and figure out what's getting in the way of setting or enforcing those boundaries. Because again, society really, really rewards a lot of people, but especially women, for not having boundaries, you know, for destroying yourself in service of others, for pushing down your needs and your wants in order to make space and energy and time and money for other people's needs and wants. That's absolutely rewarded for most women, and some men too, for sure. But I don't think society has to run that way. Like, why do some people, you know, with more and more marginalized identities, why did those folks have to be exploited? Why did they have to, you know, be destroyed? Why do they not? Why are they not allowed to have their needs met? I don't understand the societal expectation for women specifically, um, that you should always have to give up who you are and serve others just because you were born female or are self-identified as female. Like, why is that part of our society? I mean, I guess I know why, but I'm just saying, I think it's bullshit, and I'm tired of people suffering. I'm tired of people suffering and not getting what they need. So, if you would love to talk more about boundaries, um, definitely let me know. Let me know how you're doing and what does really enforcing boundaries look like for you. What are the fears that come up that if you do this, then this, and this will happen, right? And figuring out what it's worth. You know, what are the consequences of having boundaries, not having boundaries in different situations with different people, and what is it worth? All right, everyone. Take care.